Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm actually going to be reviewing, oh my gosh, June Shop My Stash and then showing July's. So if that is something that you are interested in watching, then please stick around. If you're new to my channel, I like to do this every month where I rotate in new makeup products for each month that I like to focus on, just because I consider myself a makeup and beauty enthusiast, and with that comes a lot of stuff. So I like to make sure that I am using everything I have with the hopes of either putting a pan in it or hopefully finishing up. So this is a recap of June's Shop My Stash. All right, so starting with skincare, I was using the Beauty Crop Melon Jelly Dewy Primer XXL. As you can see, she is almost done. I am pre-filming this about 4 days in advance, so I would suspect that I will have this done by the time July rolls around, but pretty excited to finish it up. I was okay, nothing super special, but you know, it was fine, and I'm glad that I used it, and even happier that I will use it all the way up. Other skincare was this Tula's Signature Glow Refreshing and Brightening Face Mist. As you can see there, it's very, very little, probably a spritz or two left. So I will consider that all finished up as well. I didn't use it as a setting spray. I kind of used it as a priming spray. But it was okay. Again, nothing super duper special, probably wouldn't repurchase, but again, glad to have it finished up. Something that I do enjoy and actually is probably, it's hard to tell, very, very close to being out. This is the Pharmacy Feeling Good Hyaluronic Acid Plumping Serum. Really do enjoy this. I think I might have another one of these in my stash. I'm not too sure, but really did enjoy this. This little bugger, the First Aid Beauty Eye Duty Niacinamide Brightening Cream. I think I'm just gonna call it quits on this. I have not used it. I don't think I used it at all this month. I'm not a potted eye cream kind of person. If it's in a stick, it's much easier for me to use or remember for some reason, but I think I'm gonna call it quits on this one. And then the last skincare product is the Inkey List Peptide Moisturizing moisturizer. So I've actually been using this as a moisturizer because it's dewy and it's supposed to be hydrating and restorative. So I haven't been using this one as much, but because of that, I was able to use this one up, if that makes sense. I kind of just continue to roll this into my next months as well, because moisturizers is something that I don't want to just like stop in the middle of. I'd rather just finish it all up, and I have been enjoying this. I use it AM and PM. As far as powder, I was using the Hourglass Veil, the translucent setting powder. This powder's okay, like it does a decent job of blurring. It does nothing to help with mattifying at all. It's more just a blurring powder. Yeah, and for some reason, not for some reason, it's getting hot here in Arizona, so I'm just sweating more and I'm more glistening, if you will, so I need a little bit more of a mattifying power, and this just wasn't doing it for me. As far as highlighter, I was using the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Starstruck. It's pretty, but again, I'm not, kind of like the opposite of the eye cream. I do better with a liquid highlighter or a powdered highlighter opposed to a stick form, so I actually think I'm going to declutter this one. And we get into the eyeshadows. So this is an Odin's Eye Alva eyeshadow palette, and this is what it looks like. So kind of a mixture of mattes and shimmers, as well as cool tones, warm tones. I didn't get as much use out of this as I thought I would, because a lot of the mattes that I would use as transition shades are actually more cool tone in my opinion. and I was kind of leaning more towards warm tones this month, which will continue into next month as well. So I didn't get as much use out of this, but the colors that I did get to use created some really beautiful looks. This is the Aether Beauty Desert Sunset palette. This is what it looks like. I got some pretty decent use out of this. I actually really liked using this with just my fingers to blend out instead of brushes. I mean, it worked out really well with brushes as well. The shimmer shades are more topper shades in my opinion. They're not as opaque, but you can build them up to be a little bit more opaque, but still a really pretty color story, and again kind of fit in with the warm tones that I was going for. And then for the last palette was the Melt Cosmetics Gemini, the original palette. This is what it looks like. Again, much more warm tones. The shimmers are chunky as all get. So just if you're gonna use this and use any of the shimmers, I would definitely suggest doing your eye looks first, because you will have a hot mess on your hands doing the other way, but really beautiful tones. Didn't get to the green side as much as I thought I would, but still, really glad that I have this in my collection. As far as bronzers, the Tarte Park Avenue Princess was the powder bronzer that I was using. It's a really nice, just kind of cool tone bronzer, which I have fair light skin, neutral leaning cool tone, so this is always a nice addition for my skin tone. And this was the bronzer that I was using most. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Skin Kissed Glow Bronzer in the color Fair. And this is what it looks like. As you can tell right here, got a little bit of dippage going on, and pardon the bristles in there. I tried to clean it out, but it wasn't happening. But anyways, yeah, really love this. It blends out really well. What I like to do is I kind of like to use more of a dense brush to kind of paint it on, almost where you would want your bronzer, and then I take more of a fluffy brush to buff it out, which seems to be working the most naturally for me. As far as blush, I use the Natasha Denona Blush Duo. Again, more warm tones, shimmer blushes, and the more of a coral and more of a peach. Really enjoyed those. This was the other blush I was using, the ColourPop. What is this? A Super Shock Cheek Pearlized in Brute Flute. And actually it does look kind of intimidating at first because it's like red with gold shimmer, but this actually gives the most like natural sun-kissed, like almost maybe a little bit burnt look. And again, I'm fair to light neutral, and this looked really nice on me. So don't be afraid of a little bit darker blush on this fair skin tones. As far as highlight, I was using the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is in Be My Highlight 10. Get it open. It is a little bit more sheer or lighter than what the pan appears. It's definitely not my favorite highlighter. I think it's a little bit chalky, but it did its job, and it was relatively inexpensive. As far as foundations, I was using the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I have mine in the very light, the 0.5 to 2. I really do enjoy this, but like I said, I was just coming into the summer months. You're coming into like monsoon season here in Arizona, which the humidity rises, and with that you get very hot and sweaty. And so this just didn't have lasting power on me. So although I love this for a very sheer look, if you want staying power, this isn't necessarily the one to go with. Kind of the same for this one as well, the Revlon Candid Glow. I have mine in 130. Ivory. Again, very glowy. I like the bottle of this compared to the L'Oreal because I don't like the eye stopper, the eyedropper kind of form. I like the pump form. Really pretty, but just didn't have a lot of lasting power. And then the other one I used was the Dior Air Flash Spray Foundation. Mine is in 1 Neutral. I actually did mix all of my foundations. Like I would mix these two together, these two. And actually what I found is just using this alone was the best. When you mixed it in with the other foundations, it didn't last as long, but when you use this alone, this was really pretty, and I found it pretty heat resistant. I wouldn't say transfer resistant, but it did its job, and I really do enjoy it. And I had been wanting this forever. A lot of people talk, say really great things about it. So I was super happy to get it, and I like it. As far as concealers, I was using the Kosas, I think it's the Revealer Concealer in 1.5C. And I'm gonna agree with everybody else, and I've said it before, Kosas products definitely lean more yellow. Even I got a cool tone and it's still kind of yellow. But the nice thing is I actually use this as foundation a lot as well on kind of lighter days in my T-zone area. And so with that, I'm getting to the point where I think I need to take the stopper out. So I'm gonna actually transfer this over into my July Shop My Stash as well to hopefully finish this up. And it has a really good formula. I do like it. It's not super, I don't want to say it's not super hydrating, but it like isn't runny or sticky, or it does its job, but still looks very smoothing. That's a good word for it. Another concealer that I really enjoyed was the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. I don't think it's necessarily full coverage, but it's definitely a medium coverage. I'm trying to look at the shade. I think it's in, I don't know, it's probably in a fair shade. Really do enjoy this one. Glad I chose it for June. And then my last two products were eyebrow products, the NYX Thick It and Stick It in Espresso, and then the Give Beauty Most Def Instant Definition Sculpting Brow Pencil, and mine is in shade 6, which is one of the darker ones. These two will also be transferring to my next Shop My Stash as well. So this is everything for July. No, said that wrong. This is everything for June. Now let me go pick out July's. Okay, so like I said, these are all going to be staying in July's as well. These three will probably be all finished up relatively quickly. And then as well as these complexion products. So I know I said it last month's Shop My Stash that I was taking this out because I didn't know if I necessarily liked it. And in comes June, where I actually didn't wear a whole lot of makeup, especially on the weekends. We were going out hanging out by the pool. And so this is actually a really great SPF as well. It's SPF 30. Put on more SPF, like spray SPF as well. But what I did notice, so I mean, it's gonna be probably finished up within this month, next month. So I'll definitely keep it in and finish it up. But what was actually really nice is these two products together. So this is the Kaja Radiant Mousse Primer in Dream Puff, which is almost this like, I don't want to call it orange because it's not orange. It's like this peachy glow, and it comes out as a mousse. And so what I do is I kind of slather this on all over because it will take care of redness. It kind of evens skin tone, kind of blurs a lot of stuff, and then you add this on top of it for the most beautiful makeup or no makeup days. Not even makeup, these are skincare. Really, really beautiful together. So I will definitely be keeping these in and using those. Let's see. So this is going to be the other concealer that I'll be using for this month, and I'll be mixing in this because this is definitely more cool tone and lighter to the Kosas concealer. This is the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer, and I have mine in light peach. And then I don't think I mentioned the mascara last time. I probably should go back and check, but I have been using this one, this Item Beauty Lash Snack Lengthening Mascara. Oh boy, do I like this one. So I have very hooded eyes, and so and I'm very haphazard putting on mascara. So I really enjoy something that's teeny tiny little brush, has little silicone bristles. And I can put this on very haphazardly and not get it all over the place. It can be very detailed. What I have noticed though is that if you're gonna do more than one coat, which I typically do it while they're wet. So don't go one, starting on one eye, then do the other eye and let them dry. No, do one eye, don't even let it dry, and then double coat it. That's what I've noticed, because when it does dry, you can't coat it anymore. But really been liking this, and this is actually a very affordable brand at Sephora. I want to say this retails for $15, which is, for Sephora, that's on the very low end of, sorry, my camera's shaking. I'm trying to figure out a good way for it to not shake. But this is definitely on the low end of Sephora, and I even actually got this in a BoxyCharm, so I got it for even cheaper, because if you're a part of BoxyCharm, then you can do their drop shop, which I think I picked this up for maybe like $7 instead of $15. So yeah, if you're part of BoxyCharm and you want, to get this, try to get it cheaper, but I would still purchase this at full price, because that's almost the price of some like drugstore mascaras these days. So definitely a good one. Let's see. As far as foundations, this is one that I really love. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I have mine in 00 BB or nude. This is a twinge dark for me at this time. Like I said, we're in early summer, so I haven't really laid out that much to get a tan, but I can definitely see myself getting there. So I wanted to pick out something that would match. I really do love this formula, so glad to be using that. Let's see. Oops. Another foundation I haven't used in quite some time, and because of that, I wanted to pull it out and try it again. Might not be the most appropriate season, seeing this is a skin balm by KVD. This is the Good Apple Skin Balm. I have mine in light 012. And because it's more balmy, it's going to be a little bit more hydrating, and I just said it's really humid, so I'm probably doing myself dirty here, but you know what, we're going to go with it, because Shop My Stash is all about actually shopping the makeup that you have, and I don't want things to go to waste, so I'm going to be using that this month. And because both of those are a little dark for me, I'm going to pull in my Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac. This is in Fair 20. This will help kind of lighten some of those up if I need it, or a very beautiful, just low coverage day. As far as highlighter, I'm bringing back in this Work Glow Lust Radiant Luminizer in Morganite. The nice thing about this, it could be used as a highlighter, it could be used as a primer, it could be used to mix into your foundations. It's a very nice kind of universal product, and I love the packaging of this as well. I would like to say that I don't buy things based off of packaging, but let's be honest, I do. So for blush, this is Melt Honey Thief Cream Blush, kind of this like coral pink blush. Another blush, I always like to pair a cream and a powder. This is the CoverGirl Classic Blush in Soft Mink. This will give a nice like little shimmer to things. As far as bronzers, I'm bringing in the Makeup by Mario. This is the Skin Perfecting Balm, I believe. Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. Mine is in the shade Light. Let's be honest, we're going to use it as a bronzer. And then this one is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector. And again, let's be honest, we're just going to use it as a powder bronzer. Kind of swirl it all together, have a very gleaming type of bronzer look. So super excited about that. Lastly, not lastly, but you know, all over complexion is the Kosas Clouds. Ugh, yep, there goes the camera shaking. Cloud Set Powder and Breezy just is supposed to be a very nice light setting powder that kind of blurs out everything. This is actually, I have used this in my Shop My Stash before. It's a little yellow on me. Again, all Kosas products I seem to be a little bit yellow. So this will kind of, I don't know, maybe go with a darker foundation. Who knows? Who knows? Just figured I'd use it. Sometimes there's no rhyme or rhythm to my choices. I try to be smart with them, but you know, sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. So as far as eyeshadows, again, we're going to kind of stick with the warm theme. This is a ColourPop palette called Lucky Penny. I have yet to use this. I think I might have swatched it, but I haven't actually used it on my eyes yet. But look how pretty that is. Just very rich, coppery tones. It goes from a nice, there's actually a little bit more mid-tone than a lot of ColourPop palettes. Typically they kind of go from light to medium to dark, but this is all kind of mid-tone in my opinion, but still very pretty. And then its companion palette is another ColourPop palette. I did not do that intentionally, it just happened. This is the Wild Nothings palette, and I figured this was a nice complement palette because this had more of the lighter tones to kind of have that light, medium, dark tone with the Lucky Penny one as well. So super excited to use all these products.
And I forgot to mention, I actually just got a new palette in that I'm going to include as well. This is going to be the Cosmic Brushes Serenity palette. I figured it would be a good companion and colorful palette with the other ColourPop ones that I've already chosen.
Who doesn't love a good Shop My Stash? So this is everything that I'll be using for the month of July. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this type of content, please consider subscribing, liking this video. I have tons of playlists about my Shop My Stash. I also do reselling videos. So if anything of that is of interest to you, please stick around. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next one.